Woo! Busy time for me and the NFL. I know it's the off season, but gotta love this time in the NFL. What do we got going on right now? We got the franchise tags, and some of the players are pretty much straight up worth the money that a tag entails because tagging a player is expensive. Some of them don't seem like it. Like you got players like Terrell Suggs, and Dallas Clark did get tagged before he got signed long term, which was great for Indianapolis. Really, they got so few free agents right now. You got who else got tagged? I'd even say Corey Williams of the Packers might be worth that money. He's expensive, but he's an underrated, very good player. Arizona franchised Carlos Dansby. We franchised Marcus Trufant. Those players seem to be worth the big money, but then you got players like L.J. Smith, and I know Bernard Berrian almost got tagged. And, that kind of stuff is a little confusing. But I'm actually kind of sort of behind stuff like that because I'd rather overpay somebody over one season instead of overpaying them over several seasons, especially when you feel that the team might not be so good in a couple of years. So overpaying L.J. Smith now is better than overpaying him later when the team isn't competing, pretty much. So I think Dallas franchised Ken Hamlin, so there were a lot of tags used this offseason. I think might have set a record. So pretty good deal. There's still quite a bit going on. Combine going on. Pretty interested. I like to watch the Combine. I watch it most every year on NFL Network. If you get a chance to check that out, definitely do because it's fun. You get to watch all these players run through drills, and I guess it started a couple days ago, and the only thing I've heard so far is that Jake Long looks fantastic. I heard he had a great combine, and I could see him go number 1 to Miami. That's really all I gotta say right now. So I don't know if he will, and I don't think Miami should because I think their offensive line isn't all that bad. But Jake Long looks like a monster out there. The next Orlando Pace or Jonathan Ogden or Walter Jones. Can't pass something like that up sometimes. So other than Jake Long, I don't know much about the Combine yet, but I will soon. What else we got here? Atlanta won the coin toss. They're picking 3rd overall, and on my last mock draft, somebody commented that Atlanta's not taking a quarterback. Well, they need a face of that franchise to get rid of the Vic image, because, people, when they think of Atlanta, they still think of Michael Vick. They need to stop that. They need to get a new face of the franchise, and to me, that guy is either a quarterback, Matt Ryan or Brian Brome, or Darren McFadden. So it's one of those guys. I think they need a quarterback more than anything else. So, and I've heard that Arthur Blank is infatuated with Matt Ryan. So don't count anything out at this point. Teams say things. Atlanta might have said they're not taking a quarterback, but they might be trying to trick other teams. And, just the same, Arthur Blank could be trying to trick other teams by saying he likes Matt Ryan a lot. You can't trust these things that people say sometimes. So, just throwing that out there, we'll see. Obviously Spygate's in a bit of a, limbo right now, and we'll see what Matt Walsh has to say, but I'm paying attention to this one. I just hope that this doesn't ruin the NFL. I hope he doesn't come out with information that every team over the last decade has been doing this, and it turns into baseball. I really don't want that to happen. And, that kind of stuff just kind of scary. That's about it for what's going on in football right now. So, I know I got quite a few Seattle fans subscribed to me, so as for what I want us to do, since I know a lot of Seahawks fans are thinking about that, I'm thinking about the whole league, but I also want my team to do as good as possible. And so I laid out my ideal mock draft. It basically, it's not as if I expect Darren McFadden to fall to our pick, anything like that. But realistically, here's what I see happening that would be the best case scenario for us. First round, Jonathan Stewart, the running back out of Oregon. let's say he has a lackluster combine and falls into the 20s, because right now I think he goes in the teens, maybe even a top 10 pick, even a sleeper top 10 pick, because he's a hell of a player. But maybe he has a little bit of an off combine, maybe something goes a little wrong with him, and he falls to us. I think that would be a dream come true, and it doesn't mean I'm giving up on Sean. I'm not. I don't want to cut him. I want to keep him. I want to start him next year. I want to see what he can do healthy. Because last year I felt he got off to a great start when healthy. But, he got hurt at the end of the Bengals game, and it was all downhill from there, and I felt he turned it on a little bit at the end of the season. Not so much reflected in stats because we were such a passing team at that point, but there's potential there. So I think we do need a draft for the future, though. And if Jonathan Stewart falls that far, he's going to be the best player available, almost definitely. And I think in a lot of situations, you should take the best player available because he's going to make a contribution. If you draft for needs too much, if you have a narrow-minded view to, I want to take a defensive tackle or I want to take a quarterback, you're going to get stuck with some bad picks. So Jonathan Stewart, I think, can rotate in off the bench and make a huge rookie contribution. Second round, John Carlson, tight end, Notre Dame. Notre Dame was so awful this year, I think his stock might fall to the second round, later in the second. And I think he's a good tight end that's just stuck on a crappy team in Notre Dame right now. I think he's a great blocker, a great pass catcher. If we could land him in the second round, I think that'd be really awesome. I think that would just be really great for us. So that's what I hope for the second round. Third round, I still think we need to take an offensive guard. We don't have to now that we have Mike Wale, but he's a little old. We need to start thinking about the future. And I don't know if players like Ray Willis or Jeff Huckabee or what's the name of that rookie? The guy we just took last year in the fourth round or whatever. Some of you guys might know who I'm talking about, but I don't know if they're it. I know we just re-signed Sean Locklear, so I feel pretty good about our tackles. Jones is getting old, but he'll last a while longer. Locklear's old, young, pretty good. So I want to get my hands on a guard. Maybe Roy Schwinning will fall that far. I think he's the guy out of Tennessee, and there are a couple other guards who I expect to be around by round 3. That's pretty much how my dream first day goes. Stewart, Carlson, Schwinning. And then in the second day, I don't know names, but I think if we could get a wide receiver who can be productive, since I don't know if DJ Hackett's going to be back. Cornerback depth, maybe. Just some depth up and down the lines. I think that would be cool. And also, we might have to think about kicker, because Josh Brown, not sure what's going to happen to him. We didn't franchise him, obviously, so we'll see. I'd love to keep him around, though, because he's a great kicker. And that's really all I got to say in regards to direct football stuff. So that's good for now. I'm out.